Hi students, lately we've been talking about motion as well as push and pull. Push and pull are examples of a type of force. And today we're going to learn more about force and when we should use a lot of force or just a little force. I'm here at this tennis court so we can talk about how force affects motion. What happens if I only use a little force to hit the ball? It didn't even make it over the net. When I didn't use a lot of force, the ball didn't go very far. But what happens if I use a lot of force? When I use a lot of force, the ball goes really far. Look at what happens if I touch the ball with just a little push and a little force. It doesn't move very much, but if I push it with a lot of force, when Callie only uses a little force to kick the ball, it doesn't go very far. But when Callie uses a lot of force, it goes really far and fast. Have you ever been to a playground with a swing? Have you ever asked a friend or a grown-up to push you on the swing? I'm going to push Callie on the swing, but first, I'm only going to push with a very small amount of force. It doesn't look like Callie is liking the way I'm pushing her. When I don't use very much force to push, the swing doesn't go very far, and it's moving pretty slow. Do you think this time I should use a lot of force to push the swing? If I use a lot of force for a big push, the swing goes farther and faster, and it's more fun. When we're talking about objects in motion, sometimes we need a lot of force, and sometimes we need just a little bit of force. I don't want to use a lot of force when I put my contacts in, or else I'll poke my eye. Sometimes it's better to just use a little force, like when you're painting. You don't want to push the paintbrush down too hard. You just want to push it down very lightly. When I only use a little force, I can control the paintbrush better. If I use too much force with the paintbrush, I can't control the paint. And if I push too hard, I might rip the paper and mess up the paintbrush. Sometimes you don't want to use a lot of force. When you're dealing with animals, you only want to use a little bit of force, because if you use too much force, it will scare them and they'll go away. So sometimes we just want to use a little bit of force and pet something very gently. Some things need a lot of force to move. Shooting a rocket into outer space requires a lot of force. Throwing a paper airplane requires less force. I hope that you learned a little bit more about force today. Remember, scientists, keep making observations. Till next time.